Morning, all you true believers. Oh, got some good stuff to talk about today. International banking. Okay. I hope all you people are following a little bit what's going on in the world. We got pretty much since day one with President Biden in office, we have shut down a major pipeline in America. We have hacking of a major pipeline in America. We have Biden trying to discontinue another major pipeline in America. And yet, he's now backing a pipeline from Russia to Germany that Congress has, and all the past presidents have been against 100%. We have hyperinflation creeping in. We have people, instead of going to work and making things, sitting at home collecting unemployment. Now, what does that do? Well, fortunately, at the beginning of the COVID thing, we kind of separated, I guess, the men from the boys, for lack of a better phrase. We separated the essential and the non-essential workers. As such, non-essential were either let go from their jobs or they were moved into a virtual setting at their home. Essential workers went to work. Now, I am absolutely 90% sure that essential workers are still towing the line, going to work, and doing our thing. At least I know I am. But we have a lot of manpower potential just sitting at home collecting a paycheck, which, ain't gonna lie, is very tempting. I could definitely sit at home binge watching YouTube and collecting the paycheck more than what I'm actually making now anyway. That would be pretty awesome, ain't gonna lie. But what? I'm an essential worker, so bada boom, bada bing, I gotta go. What also happens with that situation is we've got now, with the COVID in its downward spiral, states really wanting to reopen, employers looking to hire, but they can't match what the government is paying. So until the government tit is turned off, the states can't, go full force. I think Texas is actually cutting off the fountains at the end of this month. Or could be at the beginning of the month. Don't know. I'll look into that a little more. Now, let's talk about, because people aren't working because the government's spending money out the yin yang. Because people aren't working, products are not being made, or at least not being made at full capacity. So we're gonna have shortages, guys. It's gonna happen. Hyperinflation is gonna kick in. And, you know, this is not funny, guys. I mean, as you know, disaster preparedness is good and everything else like that. But are you ever really truly prepared for your money to go away? You know? Had kind of a little bit of a discussion last night with my teams, and we got younger generations saying, hey, invest, and take all your investment profits and put them in commodities. You know, guys, in all honesty, if this was, 2 years ago, whenever Trump's economy was just a rolling stone, I'd be all for that. But we are rolling downhill right now like a snowball headed for hell. So what's gonna happen? What happens to world banks whose assets and your money that you keep in that bank is what they count as an asset? What happens when the bank's asset or your money is suddenly only worth half? I mean, just all of a sudden, boom, you wake up the next day, your money is only worth half. Or let's go balls to the wall. What happens whenever the American dollar crashes and is worth, fractional money? In Venezuela, the Venezuelan dollar crashed so hard that a $2 loaf of bread is worth $2 million Venezuelan money. There are pictures all over the internet of the Venezuelan dollar, just piles of it on the street corners, littering, the streets because it has no more value. What happens to the banking system when its assets are nothing? Well, what happens before its assets are worth nothing? Much like the stock market, there is a liquidation sale. The bank sells its assets at shy net profits to survive if it can find another system of monetary system that will transfer to. Say noon today, the American dollar is only worth 50% of its buying power. The bank sells its American currency to whoever will buy it in exchange for Chinese money, whatever that is. Shifts the global currency, which is currently the US dollar, to the Chinese dollar to stop the bleeding. Unfortunately, thus far, though, the assets, because of this transition, is fractional. Let's say the bank's worth $5 billion now. Dollar tanks, they sell out to the Chinese dollar, and now they're only worth $1 billion. Or $900 million. That means that you, Johnny and Janie American, wake up the next morning and that $1,000 that you have in the bank is now at 500 with a different monetary symbol next to it instead of the dollar sign. Now, I am sure that you wake up that next morning and you check your bank account and you see that your $1,000 is now sitting at 500 China dollars. You're going to make a bunch of phone calls and you're going to get some crazy about shifting monetary values. But once one bank does that, all the banks are going to do that. It's going to be just basically a cascade thing. So what happens with that? Well, once the Chinese dollar grows or becomes in the monetary system, its value will then increase. So your $500 could have that $1,000 buying power once the entire monetary system shifts gears, meaning online payments, this, that, and the other. The banking and the system is going to probably take about a month to completely reset. So you're probably going to be locked out of your money. You're going to be locked out of making payments to money and all kind of stuff like that. Shit is that you have a car payment that's, say, $300 on Monday. You wake up on Tuesday with the reset happening, but that car payment did not reset into a thing. So you wake up, you go to bed Monday with $1,000 in your bank account. You're able to pay your car note, and you're planning on paying your car note on Tuesday. And you have plenty of money to do that and live. But you wake up Tuesday, you're currently sitting in reset overnight. You're sitting at $500 China money, and you're still sitting on a $300 bill for your car note. Will that shift? I don't know. That's a very fucking good question. Will your credit cards shift? You know? In all honesty, I'm going to say probably not. Reason being because if now you're paying your car note with China money, and it has more buying power, that loan bank company is going to be making more money. And y'all know that banks like to make more money. So it may shift, probably won't, but we'll find out, I guess. So what happens to the guy who goes to bed Monday, has $1,000 in the bank, and has a $50 bill inside of his back pocket? Was planning to go, I don't know, buy groceries the next day with cash. Because the bank has already reset, a lot of businesses possibly will be slow on the reset. I'm sure that they will honor the dollar bill, but probably at a greatly reduced rate. That $50 bill, which would normally have bought you your week's worth of groceries, now buys you a little over a day. Because, no, they're going to... You're not going to wake up Tuesday morning and, the grocery stores have immediately changed all their stuff. It's going to take about a week for that to reset. But with the dollar tanking, they may not even accept the dollar. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of panic. It's going to be a lot of confusion, guys. Really, really. I don't know what's coming in the future, guys, but you really need to be prepared.